Donna hasn't been able to drive for over a year.
Anytime I feel anxious in any other area, I'll say to myself, well, what's the worst that can happen? You know what, I'm not going to die, I'm not going to, nothing's going to happen because of this, and that calms me down. But in a car, it doesn't at all, because I think, like, well, the worst that would happen would be I would faint, crash, and die.
Donna is unable to drive without having a panic attack.
Sometimes when I used to drive on the highway, I've had as many as 5 panic attacks. And it might be just one long panic attack, but I pull over onto the side of the road and I calm myself down and just, kind of berate myself for a few minutes. And then I get back on the highway and it happens again and I have to pull off again.
Donna knows that if she could conquer her phobia, she and her family would have much more freedom.
I would be able to take my son and go out of the city for the day. I could drive to the beach. I could drive to my parents' house. It would just open up a whole array of opportunity that I don't have now.
But for now, Donna's fear is too intense for her even to consider those opportunities.
The noise in the car starts to blend together, that's the first sign for me that I'm having a panic attack or that I'm starting to have one. I start getting even more anxious because I can't control it, and I start getting very, very hot. My hands are freezing. I can't take a deep breath. Everything is just clenched, and I pull over to the side of the road at that point.
Donna is going to try a treatment known as EMDR, Eye Movement Desensitization Reprocessing. It's completely different from either flooding or behavioral therapy.
With my patients, I do this. When I first heard about it, I thought it was total nonsense. It is, on the face of it, it sounds absurd. You wave your hand back and forth in front of someone's face and they're supposed to get better.
EMDR involves getting the patient to move their eyes from side to side, which can be very taxing for the therapist.
Those of us doing this process, when we were moving our hand hundreds of times a day, started developing tennis elbow, bursitis in our shoulders, and so on. So fortunately, some guy in Colorado invented that machine, which makes the work much, much easier.
Worldwide, more than 25,000 therapists practice EMDR. So how does it work?
We don't know. There's a lot of research that demonstrates that we process intellectual material in a different part of the brain than we process emotional material. So what happens is we can know something in one part of the brain, we can believe it totally, but in a different part of our brain we can still have a very strong negative emotional reaction. What EMDR seems to do especially well is connect what we know with what we feel.
Donna's session will last an hour. As her eyes follow the green lights, she'll also hear a corresponding beep in the headphones. As she follows the lights, Donna is asked to remember the last time she had a panic attack while driving.
This is old stuff, Donna.
With emotional memories, when they are brought to the surface, the reason they are so painful is because it doesn't feel like they're 5 years ago or 20 years ago. It feels like they're happening right now. And for reasons we don't understand, EMDR makes them feel further away.
After an hour, Donna seems much less disturbed.
It's really not upsetting at all. I just found it amazing that it was almost like a switch to turn, like if I had something upsetting inside or something that I couldn't release, it was almost like you turn on a switch and then everything comes out and then you switch it back off. And then I calmed down and I was able to really get into that and let things come out because I knew that I could just raise my hand and have it turned off.
So, will the mysterious magic of EMDR cure Donna's phobia? Donna's EMDR treatment was a success, and for now, it's given her back her freedom.